Hi. I chose to do my persuasive um, speech on like San Diego's opioid epidemic. I decided on that because I know it's super prevalent in our world. I went through a previous back surgery when I was 13 years old in 2007. And I kind of talk about that being my credibility because I was given endless amounts of prescription drugs and narcotics. And at a young age, I was 13 years old, and I had them for until I was 18. That led to me also having an addiction. So that's why I think I'm credible, and that's why I decided on the topic. I found my research just by Googling the opioid epidemic or alternative medicine or alternative methods other than prescription drugs. I Googled like statistics on it, overdose rates, prescription overdose rates, and stuff like that. I decided to start my speech with a question like, oh, how many of you know someone who was prescribed a controlled medication before discovering like alternative methods first? I just start that off to see like how many people relate. Honestly, I believe it's super prevalent, and a lot of my friends have dealt with this as well. Um, okay, so in the Monroe's motivated sequence, I was going to talk about, yes, San Diego's opioid epidemic. What's wrong is that these medications are overly prescribed and can be a gateway to other drugs, street drugs. We can fix it by pretty much like physicians and or just the patients being more educated on alternative medicine or alternative methods, or just even having that in place. Like you need to try all these avenues before just getting prescribed a pill. The solution, what would it look like in place? I kind of do a hypothetical scenario with this girl named Amanda who comes in for a strained muscle and how the doctor might proceed with that rather than a pill or a narcotic prescription. I end with it like, what can we do now? And that's to ask the doctor for a second opinion or alternative referrals, or maybe go into your doctors and ask how to get off your controlled medications. And kind of putting it in your brain that like controlled prescriptions are a last resort. It shouldn't be the first thing that's prescribed to you. The most interesting thing about my outline would be the statistic rates, I feel, or like I kind of shut down like the myths of addiction. A lot of people imagine, or I assume a lot of people imagine addiction is like a guy just pushing a homeless guy pushing a shopping cart, when that's really not the case. No one's exempt from addiction, and I truly believe that it can happen to anyone regardless of anything, your race, your social economic status, anything. The hardest part about writing this outline, I don't know. I think it was just disheartening. It was just overwhelming seeing how this is still going on. Yeah, it's improving, but it's still surrounding us, and it's very prevalent in San Diego County. I think I already talked about the action that I'm going to have us do during the action step, which was to just be educated in alternative medicine. You do have the right to get a second opinion. You do have the right to know these alternative things. And I think it's super important. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked on this whole paper itself. Speech. Thanks.